Welcome to Rockingham Speedway here at Corby for the latest encounter of the Cartek Club Enduro Championship. Today we've got a 3-hour race around this fast oval section coupled with the tight, twisty and technical infield section. There's a capacity grid, as you can see in the assembly area, fantastic array of machines, but on pole position is the purpose-built Honda Civic of Martin James. He's not won a race this year, but he could do it today. So let's go down to the assembly area and have a quick chat with him. Can you do it here at Rockingham?
Trying to win the elusive Club Enduro race. This is my 5th attempt now, and it's always been a mechanical issue that stopped us finally getting on the podium on the top step. We did get a 3rd last time out, but that wasn't without its issues as well, being at the back of the grid after a long pit stop.
Okay, and talk us through your tactics. You've got 2-3 minutes pit stops, you're going to change your driver. What's the best way to approach this?
Not changing driver, it's me for 3 hours.
Oh, is it?
It is, yeah, I'm doing solo. I think I'm the only person in Class A doing solo. So I think that would give us a bit of an advantage as well, because you don't have to get up to speed. I've just got to make sure that I keep my eye on the ball and know what I'm doing with the cars around me at all times.
Fantastic, I can't wait to see how this pans out. Good luck.
Cheers.
So with that, I'll hand you over to our race commentator, Andy McEwen, to talk you through the race.
Yeah, thanks Anthony. Cars making their way around to the rolling start then, and here is how they line up. Martin James is on pole position alongside the Seat Leon TCR of Guy Colclough and Stuart Lyons, and they're at the front of a mammoth grid, well in excess of 30 cars are about to do battle here. You can see the grid scrolling through in front of you. It's going to be ultra competitive. There are lots of different classes as well that will try and keep you abreast of what's going on within them over the course of the race. There you can see 34 cars and a huge variety of cars as well that are about to take the start for 3 hours of racing here at Rockingham. It's a bit of a scrappy start, it must be said. The first couple of rows are well organised, but everyone else was left for dead, and it's Martin James dicing away with Guy Colclough on the run down through turn number 1, and then we've got the BMW and the Seat of Andy Marston, Brett Evans and Stephen Cunniff in the number 98 car. In behind, and they go 3 abreast into turn 1, and that was the 98 car of Stephen Cunniff, Mark Jones and Anthony Rogers that dives up the inside. 3 drivers sharing that car. Martin James, so far so good. He's got the lead, and he's already starting to try and build a gap on the rest of the field and just starting to get themselves converged together. On board with the number 9 VW Golf there of Tony Hobson and Johnny Sharp as it turns its way through the right-hander at Yenwood and into Chapman. Leaders getting away already down the hill, and it's an all Seat battle for second place now between the number 98 version and the number 99 version, but 2 very different cars. The first one is very much a Seat Leon one make series car from about 10 years ago or so. The new one is an up-to-date Seat Cupra TCR car, kind of which we'll see racing in TCR championships all around the world, and it's looking for second place, and up the inside it looks in towards Tarzan. I don't think Guy Colclough could make that move stick there. He takes a nice tight line out of Tarzan though, gets himself up alongside the 98 Seat. On board with David Downey here in his BMW Compact, car number 71. David is one of the few drivers out there going it alone, but we spoke to Martin James, he is one of those going it alone. And another couple of contenders, Matt Feisey and Darren Ball, cars 13 and 125 respectively. Matt in the Porsche 968 and Darren Ball in car 125 in the BMW. And they are also doing this 3-hour race all on their own, and that is a real test of physical and mental fitness, but we'll see just how fresh they look come the end of the race in 3 hours time. This battle for second though is going on as if it was a 3-lap sprint really, isn't it? We've got here the Wallace-mobile even, the 172 car, Matthew and Simon Wallace sharing this car. It dives up the inside of Andrew Mollison and David Drinkwater's Porsche Boxster. That Boxster was second in line behind as it turns through the right-hander at Yenwood. Many of the cars you'll see racing in this race eligible to race across many different categories in the 750 Motor Club, and so you'll see a lot of them racing in more than one race this weekend. A lot of them are in things like road sports, but there are one-make championships for some of these cars as well that run within the 750 Motor Club awning. Back with David Downey in the BMW Compact, he dives up the inside of Joe Crittenden, Matthew Broadbent and Tyler Weymouth's MGZR and make the move stick going through Dean. Early dramas though, unfortunately, and that is the 125 car, and that's Darren Ball, who had been running inside the top 10, and the Rautech International Racing liveried car is in the pit lane and appears to be in difficulty. Well, there is the car in the pit lane. They're taking the rear wheel off, having a look at the suspension. Has he had a whack from someone, or has he maybe hit a curb? Can't see any damage to the bodywork. Also struggling, look, all of a sudden, and losing places is the Guy Colclough Stuart Lyons Cupra. So some sort of drama there as well. So a couple of cars starting to hit troubles now. That car's fallen down behind Andy Bailey and Luke Schlevitz's BMW, and he's heading into the pit lane. So yeah, that car that had been going slowly is heading into the pit lane, and that's a real shame, because this is a car that could more than likely have challenged for the race victory. Here you can see there's something broken under there that's not supposed to be. I think we were able to check in with Anthony in the pit lane before too much longer to see what the problem is, and Anthony's got two stories to chase now, because in comes the Colclough and Lyons car, and you can see the Maximum Motorsport crew members, Stuart Lyons' team, and it's Stuart who was in the car by the looks of it, because he's getting out of it now, putting the car on the jacks. But this is too early surely to be a scheduled stop, and he came in at such a reduced pace. It does look as though there is some sort of a problem here, doesn't there? David Downey is in, so too in front of him is the Renault Clio of Robert Carter, Stuart Clavely and Spencer Goff, and that means that Downey has to really hang a tight right there to get past that car as it was parked in front of him. Here, two drivers who are going it alone in this race, Matt Feisey and Colin Gillespie, the BMW behind him. Gillespie is looking as though he's running a decent pace though, even at this point of the race. The rest of the field starts to stream through pit lane a bit quieter now, as the bulk of the cars have now made their first set of pit stops. So drivers will be relaxing and trying to cool down in the pit lane after what was a busy stint for all of them. Been made there on the inside, again not for position, but that's the 172 BMW diving past the back marker. That's the Matt Wallace and Simon Wallace mobile even. Matt Feisey not far behind that group now. Makes its way through the right-hander at Edward. Just in the air there, someone's been running wide somewhere along the line. Hard to tell where though, because the whole circuit sort of interlinks around itself, so it can be difficult to tell exactly where they're just coming from. It didn't appear to be a car off the side of the road, so that's good news. We haven't yet had a safety car either, which is remarkable. There's so many cars out on the circuit. The race has been allowed to run its natural course so far. Get a bit close though. He's found MX5 land. Of the MX5s, as tends to be the case when MX5s are racing. Look at that, all four MX5s are in the same shot there, running across different classes and slightly different specifications, but still they've all found themselves together. And it's remarkable what a sight that was. Andy Mollison and David Drinkwater have just made a driver change, and the car rather sluggishly makes its way back down the pit lane, the Porsche Boxster. It is back on its way. And David Drinkwater, we believe, has just got out of that car and has handed it over to Andy Mollison, and he's now down in the pit lane to talk to Anthony.
Thanks, Andy. I'm down in the pit lane again, but this time I'm with David Drinkwater, driving the Porsche Boxster 3.2. It's the first time the car's been out as well. It's going well.
Yeah, we did quite well in qualifying, I think, considering it's the first dry running it's had and first race time it's had. We've done a test day in the wet, but it's a different car in the wet to the dry, so I think both myself and Andy are just getting used to the car.
Yeah, what's it like out there in a minute? There's a hell of a lot of cars on track. You've got to negotiate everybody.
No, it's okay. The traffic's really good. We don't have a problem, being passed or passing traffic. Everyone seems to be very courteous, so it's great. Car's a bit struggling now with the heat, so the temperature and the tyres, so we just have to drop it back a little bit and think about the long game.
What we're going to do now, go and cool down for a bit, because you've got another stint coming up.
Yeah, doing a nice cold shower, a nice swimming pool. Get changed, cool down for a bit, and then get changed again and back in for the last whatever's left.
Thank you.
Cheers, thanks very much.
So I'll hand you back up to Andy McCune in the commentary box.
Yeah, thanks very much, Anthony. We check back in with the MX5 squabble that's going on out there. Looks like it's the 10 car that's at the head of this queue. Now, of the MX5s, 27 and 93 are definitely on the same lap as each other. And I think 72 and 10 are also on the same laps. So somewhere in there is a fight for position going on. There's Matt Feisey as he turns the Porsche 968 up the hill. Here we go, 3 abreast now, the school straight. Curve. Back around to 5th path. There's Darren Ball. Car running okay at the moment, but that often seems to be the case. Well, we've seen that Darren's been in and out of the pit lane several times. If anyone knows what the issue is, it should be his mechanic Simon Roach, and Anthony's down in the pit lane with him.
Darren came in with a broken link arm bolt. I believe he's about to pit again, I'm afraid.
Okay.
I'll see you in a second.
Darren Ball's having issues throughout this race. His rear linkage arm was loose earlier on. He's got a vibration now, which is why he was just in, but he's just coming back in. He sounds rough out there on track, so who knows what the problem is. It's a bit of a nightmare at the minute. It's very hot down here. His team is getting everything ready as you can see.
Yeah, so dramas then for Darren Ball. That interview cut short. Hopefully we'll have a chance to check in maybe with the team and see what they can tell us. Meanwhile, David Downey trying his best to get out of the way of some other BMWs. That's the Andy Marston Brett Evans car coming through. And not far behind is the Evans and Hoey Scirocco, so that confirms that was the BMW that they were catching. This is for position then, I believe. Although the BMW has had issues, definitely this is a fairly evenly matched battle. So Evans, well, let's see what's the straight line speed comparison like. Fairly evenly matched, it was seen. Right, take 2. Let's try this interview with Simon Roach to go down in the pit lane. Darren Ball, I believe, has been back in. Let's see what Simon's got to tell us.
The problem out in this heat is the tyres degrade, and as you can see, this one looks terrible. It just ripped it to pieces. So hot. Well, off he goes. He's got a new tyre on. Simon, what's caused this? Obviously, it's very hot out there. It's hot to touch. Is it just a degradation, or has he hit something?
He says he may have hit some debris out there. Whether it's been caused, it came off the same bit that caused this. This doesn't look particularly good, but whether that's delaminated and caused the undertread to come off, I suspect that way around. So I think it's just delaminated and taken part of it apart. So he's complained of vibration. We came in, we thought it was the rear. Actually, turns out it was the front.
It's turned into a bit of a disaster, this race for him, isn't it?
A little bit, yes. Yeah, one thing after another. If we didn't have a bad luck, we have no luck at all, that's what I would say. But yeah, we're all doing this preparation to hopefully do really well at Spa. The car, when it's running really well, is really very good. It's just new car, these little bits, getting used to the car and how it works, etc.
Thank you for talking us through that. Cheers.
Thank you very much.
So let's go back up to the commentary box. Andy McEwen.
Well, new car blues then for Darren Ball. That's not good news, but back out of the pit lane goes the 37 Mazda MX-5. Another pit stop completed for them. And they are back on their way. Through goes this battle we've been watching between the Marston and Evans BMW and the Evans and Hoey Scirocco. In the pit lane though, we've got a BMW. Which one is this? It's... bonnet has been off anyway, whoever it is, and they are sticking it back on, so that's good though, doesn't it? Is that oil coming out from the bottom, or is that fluid from maybe the radiator or something else? Not too sure, but it looks fairly terminal, unfortunately. It's the 101 car. This is the Carlo Turner and Nick Grove car. For a long time been partners in racing. The Storming Camp is what they call this car, converted track day car. Nick owns it, enjoys various successes in things like Track Day Trophy, 750 Road Sports and Enduro. He's done 2 Burkett Enduros, the traditional end of season race as well. That's Silverstone, the 6 hour. Oh dear me, that's a big lose there, right out onto the grass. Goes the 78 BMW, that wasn't in the script. Hopefully they'll be able to continue from there. They don't think they hit anything solid. Down ball though, I'm afraid. Hitting his head against the brick wall.
So yeah, this time the right top linkage broke, so it's we'll just search for another bolt to fix that.
You get it back out then?
Yeah, hopefully. We want to make the checker flag anyway, so that would be good.
All sorts of dramas down in the pit lane. The 177 car is in being refuelled. Of course, the Porsche Boxster refuelled from the front of the car, which is a bit different. And in comes Martin James. Now, is this a scheduled pit stop or is there a drama? Looks like they're going about it as if it was a scheduled stop. They're getting it up on the air jacks. So hopefully there are no major dramas here. No, there are problems. Would you believe this? For the race leader, Martin James has run into some issues. Now, what is going on here? They've got the bonnet up, and they've also into the pits, I believe. That's the Evans and Hoey car. No, it's not, because that's still out there, beg your pardon. So we've got, that looks as though Martin James is out of the race. That's a big spin there for the 72 car as well. The car's spinning all over the place. I wonder if there's some oil down on the circuit. Well, all of this drama then through the middle portion of the race as we now go into the final part of the race means that Matt Feisey there on your screen will move into second position, and with these dramas now for Martin James, Andy Bailey and Luke Schlevitz are going to move through into the race lead, so it's all changed around. They were the winners last time out at Alton Park, remember? And, well, Martin James in the pits, I don't know what the problem is, but it's a problem, that's for sure, and it's going to plummet him down the order. He's already lost a lap. Could lose further. Well, what drama then in the overall rankings. This car is looking fairly comfortable now in Class C. Second place battle is a little tighter between the Andrew Winchester and Josh Orr BMW Compact and the Mazda MX-5 of Bobby Andrews, John Monroe, Pip Hammond. Also into the pit lane is this the Marston and Evans car, I think it is. They've had a few dramas, and they're going to fall even further out of contention now. So it's all going on. Look at that, we've got a few of our leading contenders in the pit lane and in trouble. In comes the 72 Mazda MX-5. That's the Graham Murchie and Nick Dougal car. Yeah, it's all changed the order now then. So Andy Bailey and Luke Schlevitz are leading the way. Second place for Matt Feisey, and third is now the Kevin Dengate and Chris Lovett BMW. As we go into the final stages of the race, well, that's something overheating quite drastically there, isn't it, inside the 16 car. That could be game over for them. Yep, driver getting out. I think they're done for the day. So this is our race leading car then, out of absolutely nowhere. Andy Bailey and Luke Schlevitz are leading the race. They are therefore looking to do the double, and that means that actually, as we stand, I think I'm right in saying, yeah, classes A and C are both being led by the cars that won last time out at Alton Park. The only class, therefore, at the moment where we're on for a different winner. No, I beg your pardon, I was right the first time. So all of the classes, all three classes, have the same leaders now that won last time out at Alton Park. Yes, with the exception of Class A, excuse me, because Andy Bailey and Luke Schlevitz was second last time out, so they could be about to go to the top step of the podium here. Out of Tarzan, back down towards the Brook chicane. Back out is Martin James now, but he's lost an awful lot of laps. A total of 13 laps lost with that visit to the pit lane. And that really has put him out of contention now. He'll be looking to salvage the top 20. Real shame for the car that has quite clearly been the fastest car out there. More dramas, I'm afraid, for the Lotus as well. This is the Nicholas Meduse, Daniel Jude and Alan Henderson car. And that has a grass full, a splitter full of grass, a radiator full of grass as well. So they've been off somewhere. And the freshly mown grass has just been mowed a little bit further now. And if the car's starting to overheat, then they could be in some real issues. Hopefully they got the car in pretty soon after the off. Sportscarservices.co.uk sponsoring the car. Oh no, it's overheating. It's really overheating. Look at that. Yep, decision made. Cut the engine, get out of there. There's not much we can do about that, unfortunately. So Nicholas Meduse, Daniel Jude and Alan Henderson out of the race as well, and quite a few starting to fall by the wayside now towards the end of the race. Oh, Martin James, look at that. Car slowing again. So Martin, they got the car back out there, but clearly there is some sort of a problem. And I fear that his race could be about to come to an end. Yeah, he's going to head into the paddock the back way through the school pit lane. And, well, Martin James, he took everyone else to school really today because he was quite clearly the dominant force, and with the early issues for Guy Colclough and Stuart Lyons, his nearest rivals, taking them out of the equation. Oh, that's the leader! That's the leader going round, would you believe? Andy Bailey and Luke Slowitz going around at the Tarzan hairpin, and my word, that could have been a whole lot worse. So as into the pits comes the Civic for retirement, we very nearly had dramas, and we were about to go on to the last lap as well, would you believe? So good stuff there for Bailey and Slivitz. They got the car saved, but that was nearly T-boned by another car. So they've got one more lap to go. Now the car doesn't seem to be running at full pace to me though. There's something not quite right here. Now they had about a 45-second lead over Matt Feisey. Oops, off goes the Porsche there. That's the Andy Mollison David Drinkwater car, which exited stayed left and has not yet returned into view either, which is slightly worrying. But yes, the Mint Alloys car, is it still in mint condition? Because that spin seemed just like a harmless spin. There was no contact, but are they maybe now just deciding, you know what, we've got a big lead, we can just coast it home. Let's hope that's the case. He's got just over half a lap to go before he sees the checkered flag and takes victory in this second round of the championship. Now, he's going to therefore move through into the championship lead as well in Class A, because of course Guy Colclough is not looking like he's going to be running at the finish, so he's not going to score points. Good chance then here for Bailey and Schlevitz to move into the points lead. Martin James, of course, was third in the championship. Phil Dryber and John Brown were fourth, but they're not here. Andy Marston and Brett Evans were fifth, and they've had difficulties, so goodness only knows what it's going to do to the Class A championship going into round 3. But for the time being, we do know that this car and this driver pairing are going to be leading the way. They turn for the final time through the Brook chicane, and it is going to be a BMW M3 victory, and it's going to be victory in round number 2 of the Cartek Club Enduro Championship for the 750 Motor Club for Andy Bailey and Luke Schlowitz. They crawl out of the final corner and cruise to the checkered flag. Race over here at Rockingham. Victory for Bailey and Schlewitz. Matt Feisey is second. Dengate and Lovett came home third, with Evans and Hoey fourth. Houston and Nossiter ran out the top 5. All of your class winners inside the top 5 overall as well. Bailey and Schlewitz win Class A, Feisey Class B, and Houston and Nossiter win Class C. Jeff Gurrier, Russell Tamplin and Paul Sheard win the Invitational class, finishing in 9th place overall. And there you can see all of these cars, multiple laps down, had various dramas along the way. Well, it was a dramatic end to the race, a great race though, and a great drive for Andy Bailey and Luke Schlewitz, and they will now look to try and further extend their championship lead in the next round of the championship.
Andy, what a race. Firstly, congratulations. Really was a war of attrition, but you brought it home in first place. You've got to be happy.
Over the moon, I say. It's a new car to us. Jabba Sport have just built it, so we're still sort of getting to know the car. But yeah, to bring it home in first place with some quite expensive machinery and some well-built cars out there that you know, looking at the lap times, you know, can actually, an outright pace, you know, quicker than us. But you say the endurance race, it's all about reliability. So yeah, I'm over the moon that we've brought the car home in one piece, no problems. I'm starting to struggle towards the end with a bit of fuel starvation, but we sort of backed it off. I think we were 3 or 4 seconds a lap slower on the last 5 or 6 laps. So yeah, pretty good result. Over the moon.
And it's a team effort as well, obviously. Yeah, not only your co-driver, but you guys in the pits. But you had to do the first stint. How did that go?
Yeah, it's difficult. I got caught behind one car that was chucking fuel out, so it's a case of keeping far enough back so you're not sliding around and using the tyres, but trying to keep close enough so that if he gets caught by back markers, you can jump past, which I managed to do at one point.
Well done. Congratulations to both of you. For now, go and enjoy it. Thank you.
Thank you.